But the time has finally arrived for our summer trip, where we take the fleet out to sea. Welcome to It's a Boat Thing and the Boston Adventure. We've done the planning and we've prepared the boats, and we're just getting underway to get everyone down to Kings Lynn safe and sound, where we will jump off from there to go across the Wash in through Boston onto Lincoln and then to Burton Waters, where we will refuel and then return. And of course the plan is to get everybody back to Kings Lynn and back on the river safely. Let's see how we get on. Welcome to Kings Lynn. We're at the beginning of our trip to take the fleet across the Wash to Boston. At the moment the weather seems fairly fine, and we're hoping for a good result when we get going in a couple of days. Everyone's here safe. Let's show you a little bit of everybody arriving, and then we get down to the nitty-gritty, getting on with the trip. So we've got all the boats into Kings Lynn and everyone's got here safe, and we're all ready and raring to go. Now, as part of the safety protocols for this trip, we've got some go, no-go criteria that we follow very strictly. One of those, as an example, is the mechanical worthiness of the boat. The rest of them are all to do with the sea state and the forecast for the weather. Now, as we're getting to within a couple of days of our trip across the Wash and going from Kings Lynn to Boston, and obviously hopefully to get on to Lincoln and further, we have to look closely at those go no goes. And at the moment it is looking like it could be possible we will make the final call tomorrow. But to give you an idea, we've said that our limitations to take the underpowered boats across is a southerly wind, either southwesterly, southeasterly or a direct southerly. Anything with a northerly on it in the wash, it's a bit of a no-go for us. And we've set our wind speed at 10 knots as our maximum. That will give us a fairly stable sea state, and then we're good to go if we meet those criteria. If we don't meet those criteria, then we call it, and it'll be a no-go. And he slowed down for us. Imagine if he had not let up on the speed, we'd have been rocked all over the place. So that's it. Unfortunately, we've had to call it. The criteria hasn't been met, and quite frankly, if we were to take the underpowered boats out to the wash, we could run ourselves into some trouble. Everybody is disappointed, but that's the way it is. As they say, time and tide wait for no man, and our time has come to call it a day. We'll spend a couple of days down here in Kings Lynn, enjoying what we normally do here anyway, and then we will make our way back up the estuary and back onto the side of the river. It's such a shame. We're very deflated, but it's the way it goes. So we can't go. What's your thoughts?
I know, it's so disappointing. You and Gary put so much work into this, so much planning. I mean, crikey, it's been going on for the last 6 months, all the planning.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Hopefully we can use it for next year if we go next year. But this year, we're sitting here in absolute glorious sunshine, and you can see, I'm brushing my hair on my face, you can see it's windy and the wind is building. So,
and I think the last sort of, was it the Bulldog Beacon that you looked at was blowing some...
22 knots.
Yeah, it's pretty hefty, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't want to sit at 22 knots out there, even if anyone else does.
I don't think anyone else does either.
I think it'd be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've just walked up onto the gantry. As you can probably hear on the microphone, it's quite windy, blowing about 14 to 15, maybe even 16 knots out on the wash, and give or take around 13 or 14 here. If I turn my back just to illustrate into the direction of the north-northeasterly, the wind comes off the microphone. So that gives us a good indication, although we knew it already, but a good indication of the wind direction. It's just the wrong direction, and it is just too strong. We have 5 or 6 boats, the crews, the captains, desperately disappointed that we can't go. But it's supposed to be fun, not terrifying. So we've had to call it. We'll walk back down to the gantry and walk to the end of the jetty here at Kings Lynn and see what we can see at the end there. Just trying to put some information on camera to show you why we've had to call it. I can see Jill and Barry at the end of the jetty. We're going to have a quick chat with them, see what their thoughts are. We've had to meet some criteria for the go and no-go conditions that we have. And thought just to enlighten people that may be interested in watching this, we have 5 go, no-go criteria. So I'll do the first couple, but our main ones are wind direction and wind speed. Now, we always said to go across the wash that we should have a wind direction of a southerly or something with southerly in it. So it's either southeasterly, southwesterly or direct southerly. Anything other than that makes it too interesting and too much of a rough condition beam onto the boat as we're doing the crossing. The other criteria is the wind speed. And we've said that 8 to 10 knots or under is ideal. Anything more than that, and it starts getting, and I'm going to use the word interesting again rather than scary. The other criteria is something that you've looked at as well.
Well, it's the wave frequency, really, Peter. If it's too short in between the frequency of the waves, it makes it uncomfortable.
Does that make it choppy?
It makes it choppier, yes. So if you've got a longer duration between the waves,
yeah,
it's a smoother ride on the boats.
And that makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
And that's why we put that in as part of our criteria for going.
Yes. And the other thing is the seaworthiness of all the boats in the fleet.
That, again, is a really important thing. We don't want unexpected breakdowns if we can help it, so we try and mitigate as much of that as possible.
All boats have been checked and all are fine to do the trip. It's just unfortunate the weather conditions aren't as favourable as we hoped.
Unfortunately, the ones that we have in our favour is the weather overall condition, which is sunny and bright. So that gives us good visibility.
Oh, it gives us good visibility, yes. You want good visibility out there too.
But because of the wind speeds and the wind direction, it means we'll have great visibility watching each other being thrown around on the sea. Yeah. So unfortunately, that means we are a no-go. We've had to call it.
We've had to call it. You have to call it at one point.
So what we will now do is just to give you a little bit more meat on the bone, if you like, we're going to go and find Barry's other crewmate and we'll have a conversation about why we're doing the calling it and what we're going to do instead. We're down on the dockside after calling off the trip in the last captain's meeting. How are you feeling about that, Jill?
Disappointed. A lot of planning had gone into it, a lot of planning for each boat with everything that needs to go onto your boat to take this trip out. But it would have been such an adventure. But we've had an adventure on our way up here and we'll have an adventure on the way back.
We will, yes. It is such a shame that we've had to call it. I mean, we're on the dockside here and it's relatively calm. I know just literally down at the entry of the estuary mouth, it's blowing a 14 to 16 knot wind at the moment. And it needs to be fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've done a lot of, well, I've learnt a lot from looking at wind apps, looking at the way the wind's going, the way the seats, what the sea state is. So I've learnt a lot by even not going out on the sea, but by looking at what can happen if you did. So that's helped me.
That's great. I mean, it's a lot to learn and it's a lot to pick up, but that's also interesting, isn't it?
Oh, totally interesting.
And your thoughts, Barry, on the fact that we can't go and do this trip?
No, again, very disappointed. It'd be nice to explore new waters and rivers, but you know, we need to enjoy it, be comfortable.
Yeah.
And when we left on the expeditionary, it was even calmer than this in the harbour at Kings Lynn.
And it wasn't that when we got
wasn't.
down, was
it
it?
Certainly
No.
wasn't. No. So you know, it would probably be worse this time. So I think it was the right
call. We don't want to
call.
be out there bouncing around. We're doing relatively slow speeds, aren't we?
Yes, to accommodate all the boats on the fleet. Yes,
and that would be uncomfortable at those sort of slow speeds with that sort of swell out there.
It would be.
Your thoughts for what we now do, Jill?
Well, I think probably now we should think about going back to Denver. Go through the lock and probably go round some of the parts of the river system.
And spend a bit of time up on Riverside as such.
Yeah. I think that'll be, we can stop off at different places and enjoy the weather that's going to come.
It certainly will be a lot less breezy inland, won't it? What about you, Barry?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd enjoy exploring the top of the river again once we get through Denver Lock.
It's been a while since you've been down there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been down since last summer.
Yeah.
So I always enjoy Ely. And that part of the river.
If we've got this weather with us, but without the breeze, when we're back up the estuary and back onto the river
Yes,
system.
plus it doesn't affect what we do so much, does it?
It doesn't.
Once
no.
we're back on the river system.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that, Barry? What's the protocols for doing that?
We looked at the forecast over the next few days, and although we were thinking of leaving later in the week, looking at those tides, they're going to be big spring tides with quite a powerful current going upriver. So it was safest to go today, which means we've got to prepare today quite quickly.
It was a bit of a surprise.
It was, because we thought we'd be waiting and enjoying Kings Lynn more.
Yeah, we had another 3 or 4 5 days.
But it was the best option.
I did hear that we could have ended up going up on something like an 8-metre tide with a bore.
That's correct. Yeah. Yes.
And that could have been
strong winds on top of that.
Interesting.
It would have made the trip interesting. Yes. But it's the best option to go today.
I would agree.
So that's the plan.
So a bit of a quick preparation.
Yeah, although we have got to make sure our Captain Pete on lazy days has time for his banoffee ice cream before we go, or else he won't be happy. Yes.
Oh, we've seen Grumpy.
We have seen Grumpy Pete, and we'd rather not see it again. But
let's take him there before we go.
That's right. He'll be happy then. Yeah. That's good.
Sassy.
Anyway, as always, if you like what you see, please comment below. We would love to hear from you. The subscribe button is over here in the corner.
Yeah.
Here. We'll see you guys next time.